The man who does Magneto and Gandalf now does Sherlock Holmes. Mr. Holmes, directed by Bill Condon, starring Ian McKellen as Sherlock Holmes. This is a man behind the myth kind of movie. In this movie, we find out that Sherlock Holmes, at least Ian McKellen's version of Sherlock Holmes, did not wear a deerstalker cap. He did not live at 221 Baker Street, and he does not like smoking pipes. He actually likes to wear a top hat, or a much smaller hat, and he likes smoking cigars. He lives at 212 Baker Street. The 221 address is actually a false address created to give him privacy. Also in this movie, all the stories about Sherlock Holmes have been written by John Watson instead of by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Mr. Holmes has become irritated with the exaggerations and the myths about him, so he wants to try to set the record straight. Particularly with his last case, the Camelot case, he wants to go back to that particular case and write a book about it from his point of view of what really happened versus Watson's point of view of what happened in order to tell his version of the truth. The problem is he has Alzheimer's because of his age, and it's getting harder and harder for him to remember the facts. And he also feels very bad about the actions that he did concerning the case, so bad that he has decided to go away from the world to his second home, where he's being taken care of by a housekeeper, Mrs. Monroe, played by Laura Linney, and her son, Roger, played by Milo Parker. He's trying to fight his Alzheimer's using what is called royal jelly, which is really honey. And when that doesn't work, he decides to use an herbal remedy from Japan called prickly ash. Now, I love Sherlock Holmes. I have read these books ever since I was a kid, and I love the Sherlock Holmes movies, especially the ones that star Basil Rathbone, but I also love Peter Cushing, Benedict Cumberbatch, and Nicholas Rowe, who played Sherlock Holmes in the Young Sherlock Holmes movie, which is a fun fact to say that Nicholas Rowe makes a cameo in this movie. When Ian McKellen is watching a movie about Sherlock Holmes, you will see Nicholas Rowe playing Sherlock Holmes in that movie. That's pretty cool. Now, Ian McKellen is an amazing actor, and he does a fantastic job as Sherlock Holmes. Laura Linney is great as the housekeeper. Milo Parker is really good as the housekeeper's son, and I did like the friendship that Sherlock Holmes and Roger have together. The scenes concerning the Camelot case were really good, even though there's not much suspense with them because these are flashback scenes. It was still very good, and the mystery behind this case was done very well as the mystery of the main story was also pretty good. The scenes that happen in Japan are pretty good as well, but those feel a little bit more like filler and almost seem like they don't pertain to the rest of the main plot of the movie. You can almost do the movie without them. But to some extent I kind of understand why they're in there in regards to the herbal remedy of prickly ash. And Hiroyuki Sanada is a really good actor, and he did a really good job with his scenes in the movie. So overall, this is a really, really good movie, and I definitely recommend it, especially to anyone that's a Sherlock Holmes fan. I'm going to give this movie a B+. Definitely check this movie out.